Okay, I wanted to show you how to use the math review folder. It has directions down here, but also know that there's a video. Click on the logo and it pops open a new tab. You can return to the course by going back and forth to the tab. You're going to use the alpha as the username and the 8-digit birthday as the password. Sign in. You always want to sign in. This is a free site that you can use without signing in. But if you are signed in, then you are allowed to do unlimited number of problems. So there's a couple different ways to navigate this. This is mostly going to be used by the parents to provide specific practice for the children. Over here, you've got the grades. So my student will be a 5th grader next year. I'm going to click 5th grade. I know that she's strong in multiplication, but she's not strong on division facts. So if you hover your mouse over a specific skill, it shows you the type of problem you'd get. So let's just open this in a new tab and take a look. It's got multiple problems for each thing. If the child gets it wrong, what I like is it gives specific feedback. This is how you do this. And once they've read through this, then they click got it. And then they are allowed to do it another way. It also presents it in multiple fashions. Once they key in an answer and click submit, their SMART score goes up, and you want to challenge them to get 100 on their SMART score. Once they do get 100 on their SMART score, they get a prize, and the kids go nuts over their little prizes. If you come back over here, another way to find specific skills is if you click on Florida Standards. Come over here. And then you can click the grade level across the top, Florida Standards. A trick that I like to use is to hold down the control button on my keyboard and click F. When I do that, it pops up a little box in the bottom of the screen, and if I'm looking for angles, let's say, it's going to highlight every time on this page the word angles comes up. And know that apparently that's not one of the good ones for 5th grade. Fractions. So it's going to highlight every time the word fractions comes up. So let's say multiply fractions by a whole number. If I hover my mouse on it, it shows me the type of math problem that will be there. If I say, oh, wait, that's not what I want, I can come down and find a different one. The kids generally like this site because they get prizes, and I usually challenge them to get the 100. I help them up to around a SMART score of like 60, and then I'll say, okay, well, if you want the 100, you have to do the rest on your own. Once they get into the 90s, though, the math problems do get quite difficult. It increases in difficulty, and the amount of score that they give to you as you push closer and closer to 100 is less and less. So the 100 is hard to get. Last but not least, parents will like here's the awards that the kids like right here. So she's in 4th grade, she's collected only this one here. And as you go and use this site more and more, you get more awards. I believe 2nd grade has more for her. Because you can go up and down in the grade levels, you see there's much, much more prizes here. If your child is working on a 4th grade level but is missing something from a 2nd grade level, you can go backwards and use this site to remediate those old skills. Last but not least, the reports feature is something that parents really like. You can click the usage reports and keep track of how often this was used. On April 15th for 48 minutes. It does the month by the end, April 15th. In that month, it was used for 48 minutes. In this month, it was used for 1 hour and 13. I do encourage you to kind of peek around on this. This would be good reports if you feel like your child was weak leaving a grade and really got a lot of practice this summer. You could print these reports that show the skills they worked on this year or this summer to bring into the classroom teacher so that classroom teacher knows what to do. There's a print icon at the top, and there's an export icon. That would export it to a different file type. And if you need help with any of this, please give me a call. So also you could sort it by standards here too. My child worked on these 6 standards this summer. We really hammered them home. And if you need advice on what standards to focus on, again, give me a call. It shows how many math problems they worked on and the percentage they got on those math problems. So there's a lot of good stuff on this site, but it is a more open-ended type of use. And if you need more direction on how to use this site, please contact me.